Chapter 3. So Richard, sitting in the dark space, decides to get up and move around, exploring the area a little bit, just to find something. Anything that could possibly hint at other human life in the area would be great, but there wasn't much. He just walked around for miles and miles. Nothing. The Shadow Realm, which pretty cliche, was still a scary and chilling place nonetheless, even for a half-demigod like Richard, and Richard felt very alone, oh so alone in the dark emptiness. Until he wasn't. All of a sudden he saw McClellan. How did he get there? Well, back at the bowling alley. He was contemplating in his head about how Richard disappeared so fast. He was trying to figure out what happened while simultaneously trying to finish the game, and the stress was too much and he threw two gutter balls. McClellan looked as if he had passed out, or dead, or just sleeping. But at least Richard wasn't alone. And then he saw it. What is it? Well, it was exactly what it sounded like. It. Okay, no, it was just a small crack on the ground. It wasn't much, but it was food. By this point, Richard was starving. He picked up the cracker. He ate it. It was stale. He reluctantly swallowed it. Yum. McClellan suddenly awoke. He heard the crunching of the cracker. He was flabbergasted. He was confused. He had no idea where he was. He finally noticed Richard and asked, "Where are we?" To which Richard replied, "No idea, bucko." The last thing either of them remembered was the game of bowling and them falling, and they wondered if that had anything to do with this. Well, it did, but it didn't quite connect the dots. So they explored. They explored and found nothing. Explored for hours. They got hungry, really hungry. A day passes by. Nothing. At least it was easy to sleep. Thing is, it's pitch black. I don't actually know anything about the Shadow Realm. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be pitch black. But that's what we're going with here. So if it's dark, so dark, how can they see each other? Well, both Richard and McClellan have a slight aura around them, so the silhouette is quite visible. This is just because they're both powerful, but not really powerful, just decently powerful. Well, the question is, what's next? Will they die down here? Spoiler alert, no. How will they get out if they survive? Well, that's a great question that I still do not have the answer to because I have not gotten to that point yet. If there is one thing to say, it is that this place is quite vast. Now, I don't mean vast as in beautiful, like a sunset on a mountaintop, but vast as in really large, like this place was huge. However, these men walked for so long that they actually hit a wall that they obviously couldn't see. They made it to the end, but there was nothing. They encountered nothing on this whole trip except for a cracker. The biggest problem was their health. None of them had anything to drink for a day and a half, which might be a slight problem. Most people would die after 3 to 4 days without water, but these two could go a week, 10 days. That's nice, but it may take even longer than that to get out of this place. Anybody in the situation would go insane. The sensory deprivation is real. The only thing they could hear was each other talking. The only thing they can see is each other's slight aura, and that one cracker on the ground. So it was inevitable. They would die down here. Nowhere to go, no place to be, it's just a matter of time, and time ticked away, quite quickly in fact. Before they knew it, it was day 6 and they were tired. They hadn't eaten in those days except for that cracker, and there was no water. Their mouths were so dry they couldn't talk. But then one of the greatest plot twists in history happened. Someone you may already know came by. The person was Shadow Demon Mitch. Wow. You would think Richard would be scared out of his mind because this dude is his enemy, but he wasn't. He was actually a little relieved. He wasn't able to ask for help because his mouth was like a vacuum, but Shadow Demon Mitch could tell that both Richard and McClellan needed help. So he took them to his house. Yeah, he has a house, and poured water down their throats. They slept for about 24 hours or so, ate some good grub, and then were sent through a teleporter in Shadow Demon Mitch's helicopter pad. Well, helicopter launch pad. They all got inside the helicopter and went due east through the darkness and hit something so hard that they flung up and out from the bottom of the ocean and onto the top of the water. So as it turns out, Richard and McClellan were really actually in the void below the ocean floor, and all it took was a weirdly convoluted way to get out. Was it planned? No, but let's just say that's how Mitch drew it up. Now, they're floating on the water. Everybody used their hands to paddle to shore, which took a couple hours. They landed on the Pitcairn Islands. This is a fast-moving story, as you can tell, but it keeps going. Now, if you don't know anything about the Pitcairn Islands, it's very remote. There isn't much land anywhere around it, and only about 60 or so people live there. So Richard McClellan and not Shadow Demon Mitch, he disappeared, are now stranded on some random island in the middle of the vast Pacific Ocean. It seems as if it's This is turning into some classic stranded kind of story, but it really isn't. You see, things start off as you would expect. They both scratched their heads for a few minutes, start a fire, build a tent with whatever they could find, locate a clean water source, and the sun goes down while they sit there and think. The plan is to sleep in 3 hour shifts at the night and explore the island during the day. Maybe they will find a small civilization or something that can help them out. Well, it started off pretty well. They each had their own 3 hour shifts, and McClellan was about to switch out for Richard to come out and keep watch until they heard some strange whipping noise. It was growing louder. It was like whoopie doopie badoo and hulu ha hoo ha hoo goo, like some strange tribal call. And yeah, they saw someone, but it wasn't a tribe. It was a trio of young adult males with horns and bells and whistles. They looked like average people, so that was a good sign, but they didn't look like they wanted any trouble or anything. But they were walking slowly towards the tent, and Richard and McClellan were getting nervous. Without warning, they jumped out of the tent and made themselves look big. McClellan was already tall, so he was pretty intimidating, and it worked. The men ran, tripped, got back up, ran again, and fell in the hole. Well, shoot, they better help those guys. No, I'm just kidding, they didn't. Morning. It came quickly. McClellan and Richard were very tired, but they needed to get up and explore the area to find help. Too bad they scared away those men. No, those men were probably not all there in the head. Anyway, the two split up and went in opposite directions and entered the forest. Quite a strange thing to do because it's real dangerous in there. But these two aren't just average people. I mean, come on, we're talking about Richard Howard Chesapeake and McClellan Russell Anthony. So, in the forest, we start with Richard. Richard falls into a pit and can't get up for the time being. Well, so much for that. Now, how's McClellan's luck? McClellan cautiously scans the ground, looking for snakes, trying to be sneaky and looking for something to eat. Well, he did find something to eat, dirt. A tree falls over in front of him and he bangs his head on it. He falls to the ground and gets a mouthful of soil. Worms and all the goodies hiding inside creep and crawl into his mouth. A yummy treat. Okay, but seriously, McClellan comes back to the tent with wild boar meat. Yeah, he killed wild boar. But doesn't see Richard. Remember, he fell in the pit. McClellan gets worried and heads in the direction in which Mitch went. Mitch sits and sounds in the pit. Miraculously, he's not physically hurt. It seems as if his pride broke his fall. He's just been sitting there, not really trying to get out, just sitting there. Seems content. Okay, well, after a little bit, he makes an attempt. He grows wings and flies out. Okay, now. No, he actually tries to dig up the side of the pit with bare hands, but has no luck. Try plan B. Okay, this time he tells the pit, hey, it would be really cool if you just let me out. When that didn't work, he resorted to plan C. Plan C was extremely convoluted and went like this. 1. Pray to God, Jesus, and Moses, and Abraham, and everything holy. 2. Hope it works. 3. Doesn't work. 4. Dang it. 5. Do it again. 6. Hope it works. 7. Doesn't work again. 8. Try one more time. Hope it works here. 9. It doesn't. 10. You are now officially insane. 11. Use the newfound power of insanity to transform into a human spider. 2. Now you have 8 legs. 13. Okay, cut off 6 of those legs. 14. Make a pole of those legs using dirt to pack them together. 15. Sweet. Now use your arms and your other 2 working legs. So you're pretty much a human again at this point, and climb up the pole. 16. Now you're at the top, don't fall. 17. Oops, you fell. 18. Climb up again. 19. Okay, sweet, you're at the top again. Please don't fall or get 20. Stop falling. 21. Okay, climb back up for a 3rd time. 22. Okay, sweet. Maybe 3rd time's the charm. 23. Turn your body with your arms going behind your back, grabbing onto the pole and your legs ready to push off while facing the edge of the hole. 24, jump off the pole onto solid ground and you're good. 25, yes you did it. 26, no, what are you doing? Don't jump back in. 27, you thought it was fun, really, and now you want to do it again. 28, okay, just 2 steps. 23 and 24, please, and get out of here. I just want to move on. 29, alright, I'm watching you. 30, good. Climb up to the top, take your time. 31, good. 32, now just jump off the pole onto the solid ground at the top. 33, and the jump. 34, yes. 35, now don't jump back in, please. 36, I'm watching you. I swear if you do it again. 37, what's the sound for? 38, no. 39, no. 40, no. 41, stop. 42, what are you doing? 43, what are you doing? 44, what are you doing? 45, what are you doing? 46, what are you doing? 47, no. 48, please just make it stop and get out of here already. 49, I beg of you. 50, this is torture. 51, this really just for all parties involved. 32 is trickery. 53, or 53, it's mind games. 54, game's supposed to be fun. 55, but I'm not having fun right now, let me tell you. 56, please. 57, just get up there. 58, I feel like I'm 59, talking to a little kid. 60, I guess you were a little kid, Mitch. 61, I guess in the end you were just a little kid. 62, I mean, I don't know your exact age. 63, but 64, you are old enough to drive. 65, or drink. 66, or smoke. 67, you're just a kid, Mitch. 68, and I gotta say, 69, I'm 70, I'm 71, kind of sorry for yelling at you so much. 72, maybe it's just my temper. 73, I guess I could work on it. 74, maybe I'm coming to a realization here. 75, maybe. 76, maybe I have a problem. 77, anger issues. 78, maybe that need to be addressed. 79, and this is for something that they've really shown. 80, and I'm sorry I came out on names. 81, pause. 82, forget I said that. 83, but I ask you for forgiveness, Mitch. 84, I swear I'll work on myself to be a better person. 85, maybe go to therapy. 86, do some self-reflection. 87, something like that. 88, so I don't have another outburst like that. 89, yeah, that's a good idea. 90, okay, Richard. 91, I hope I didn't hurt you in any way. 92, I just wanted to help. 93, but I couldn't control myself. 94, please just get out of this pit. 95, that'd be really cool, Mitch. 96, really cool. 97, I'll try to stay really cool in the meantime. 98, so long, Mitch, for now. 99, so long. 100, bye. Well, that's a real strange way to get out of a hole.